Hi, welcome to ShowMeTheCurry.com. I'm Anuja.
And I'm Hital, and today we're making Gobi Parathas, gobi or cauliflower. So another one of those parathas that is fabulous. You can make a whole batch of them, you can take it to go, and they're just so yummy and so filling, so delicious.
Full meal.
Full meal, all in one shot.
I just love parathas with raita. That's it, you don't need
pickle.
Anything else.
Done.
Yes, easy. So here's the gobi. What we've done is we've grated it, but you can food process it. So it's about 1.5 pounds of cauliflower, and that's only the florets, not the stalk, not the leaves, not the whole thing. So I think it'll be, if you buy the whole gobi by itself or the cauliflower by itself, it'll be about 2 pounds is what you're looking at.
Now there's several ways to make this type of paratha. We're going to choose to cook this filling first and then stuff the paratha, but you can also do it raw. A lot of people I know do that, but we just prefer the flavor of the cooked cauliflower inside with a little bit of oil and seasoning in there, and it tastes really wonderful. So let's show you how to do that.
So we have 1 tablespoon of oil and it's hot. We're going to add a pinch of asafoetida or hing, about 1/8 of a teaspoon. And to this we're going to add 1 tablespoon each of ginger and garlic minced. Just saute it for 30 seconds. Then add the grated cauliflower and mix it. Hathal, this looks like a lot. Are you going to eat all this?
I'm hungry, but don't worry, it's going to shrink, so it's not going to end up being this much later.
We're going to add some seasoning now. Salt to taste. Be a little conservative with the salt because it is going to shrink. So you want to be a little careful in the beginning. You can always add on later on. 1/2 teaspoon of coriander powder, 1/2 teaspoon of dry mango powder or amchur, 1/2 teaspoon of cumin powder or jeera powder, red chili powder to taste. And mix.
And we're going to cook this mixture until all the water which comes out evaporates and the mixture dries up.
So the gobi is done. You can taste it and make sure that the spices are okay and the gobi is cooked. You're going to turn it off and you're going to allow it to cool down. So while the gobi or the cauliflower is cooling down, and it's a very important step, you can transfer it into another bowl, put it in the refrigerator or the freezer. Don't try to make parathas with it with the warm stuffing. So we'll start working on the dough meanwhile.
So here we have 2 cups of chapati flour or whole wheat flour.
And to this we'll add 1/2 teaspoon of salt.
Just mix it in.
And 1 tablespoon and 1 teaspoon of oil.
And mix the oil into the flour really, really well.
And we have 3/4 of a cup of water, which we've heated up in the microwave for about 30 seconds. And this is what we're going to use to make the atta.
And we're going to add it slowly and not all at once as we need it. And once the dough comes together, we're going to just drizzle a few drops of oil and just lightly coat it so it doesn't form a skin.
And we're going to cover it and allow it to rest for about 15 to 20 minutes while the gobi mixture is cooling down. And this should all come together at the same time. The gobi mixture has cooled down and it's at room temperature right now. The dough has rested, so we're going to now bring everything together. So I'm just using my hands and I'm just going to just open it up a little bit. You don't want to mash it up. You don't want it to become pasty. You want to be able to see the granules. To this we're going to add 1/4 cup of cilantro. Of course this is entirely up to you how much you want to put. And 1/4 cup of finely chopped mint leaves. Green chilies to taste. And again I'm just going to mix it all together very gently.
Now these fresh greens actually, it improves the texture and the flavor and gives it such a freshness. It's amazing. But if you're opposed to them, you can definitely leave them out.
But now what you can do is you can divide your mixture over here and figure out how many parathas it will make, and you can do the same thing for the atta. That way everybody gets equal amount and you're not scrimping, and one's not big and one's not small.
And you don't have any leftovers.
Right. This is going to make approximately 9, again depending on how much you stuff in and how thick you want it and how big you want to make it. But this is what it is. I'm going to keep it aside.
And here's our dough. It's been resting. We're going to knead it one more time. And we're also going to divide this into 9 equal portions.
So before we start rolling out the parathas, we have our tawa. It's already on medium heat, and we're going to make sure it's really, really nice and hot before we put a paratha on it.
And we'll take our first one, just make it into a ball and flatten it out in your hand. And we have some extra whole wheat flour here, chapati atta. We're going to dip it in here to help us roll this out so that it doesn't stick. And the first time around, we're just going to make a small disc. And whenever you're making these stuffed parathas, it's better to make the edges slightly thinner than the middle, and it kind of prevents the filling from kind of peeking out.
I'm making a nice round ball with the stuffing. I'm going to put it in the middle.
And we're going to pull the sides and cover all of it. And we're going to twist the top so it doesn't open up, and pinch off the excess. And we're going to take this stuffed ball and again dip it into our dry flour. And the seam side is down. We're gently going to roll this out. You don't want to put too much pressure on here because it's pretty easy to roll as it is. And if you put less pressure, then you won't get any tears. Okay. This is ready to go onto our hot tawa. And we're going to place our paratha top side down onto our hot tawa. And it's going to cook for about a minute on this side. And once you see the color changing slightly, we can flip it over and let it cook on the underside for another minute. And we're going to take some oil and coat the top lightly and flip it over and gently press. Drizzle a little oil on this top and flip it and gently press. And once the doughiness is gone from both sides, you can take it off the grill and put it on an insulated container.
So our gobi paratha is ready. It's looking fantastic. And we're ready to dig into it. It's lunchtime, we're hungry. You need to eat.
And like we said, it's all a one dish meal here because you have your vegetables, you have your chapati, you have some pickle on the side, get some yogurt or raita, and there you go, simple.
So enjoy your gobi paratha and join us again on another episode of ShowMeTheCurry.com.
Adding a pinch of spice to your life.